All right. Hey, everybody. Kyle here from Goat Film Reviews Online. You're watching another Goat Film Reviews video here. Thank you for watching. If you haven't had the chance already, please consider subscribing, liking the video, ring the bell so you can get notified of when my new content is available. And check out goatfilmreviews.com for my frequently updated movie reviews and other news and commentary. So basically, I've seen a lot of people doing these Blu-ray hauls, and to be honest, I buy a lot of movies, so I feel like I should be doing some of these anyway, purely to kind of get you guys in the mindset here. I know a lot of people like it when I bring some of myself to the channel and to the show, and to the written word too. So I am planning on doing more of these videos, getting back kind of into the comfort of that. If you like seeing a lot of my videos, you can also check out Kyle and Nick on Film on YouTube. It's a show I host with Nick Palatichuk from the St. Paul Filmcast, where we talk about a couple movies every single week and break them down and likes, dislikes, all that good stuff. I want to talk to you guys about the movies I bought in June. I spend way too much money on movies anyway, so I thought let's bring that to you and go through it and, kind of get the conversation going. Comment below if you picked up any of these or if you own them already. Let me know your thoughts on them. Maybe you can sway me away from opening them up. I don't know. And a few of these you'll probably see on unboxing videos because I spent some money this month, and next month's probably not going to be any better. So let's go through these one by one, open my bag, and show you what I bought this month. So first up here, Rick and Morty Season 4. My wife got me onto Rick and Morty, actually. To be honest, I was planning on watching it anyway. I'd owned the seasons for a while and just had not gotten into it during the pandemic. We started binging the show. I fell in love with it. Watched all 4 seasons pretty much back to back to back to back, but I already had the first couple, so this was a pickup when it was available on home video. I, in fact, already started watching the episodes the moment I got that one home. I popped it open because it's just such a easily digestible show. So it's Rick and Morty Season 4. Like the first episode of Season 5, too. I'm really excited to see where the rest of the season goes. This next one, so Target occasionally does these buy 2 get 1 free sales, and I like to use that time to buy some Criterions during the off sale times at Barnes & Noble. So I did buy a couple of Criterion box sets this month, so let's talk about a few of those here. This one is David Lean directs Noel Coward. This contains In Which We Serve, This Happy Breed, Blithe Spirit, and Brief Encounter. So 4 films, David Lean directing, Noel Coward. I have no information on these at all. I've never watched any of them, but I had them recommended to me by a colleague, and they know that I like Criterion, so it wasn't too tough of a recommendation, but I did get that one. The other one I've been very much looking forward to is this one right here, 3 films by Luis Buñuel. I don't know. I'm going to say it wrong. Forgive me, guys, or correct my pronunciation in the comments. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get better at this anyway. This contains 3 films, of course, as the box set says. The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, The Phantom of Liberty, and That Obscure Object of Desire. So 3 films by Luis Buñuel. I was excited about this when I heard this box set was coming out. This seemed like right up my alley, like very crass, very sassy. I'm very excited to see this box set play out. So it was fun to catch right there. And I also kind of was thinking this one might not last very long. I don't think it didn't get a spine number, even though the 3 films available have spine numbers. So I don't know why that happens, but it always kind of makes me think maybe this set is not long for this world. I don't know. It's just a theory. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that. And the third thing I got was Martin Scorsese's World Cinema Project. This is Volume 3. I really didn't want to buy number 3 until I had 1 and 2, but they were both sold out during the sale, so I did nab this one. It contains 6 films, as the other sets do as well. This one has 1968's Lucia, 1954's After the Curfew. Oh, and I guess I should say what they are, too. Lucia is in Spanish. After the Curfew, 1954 in Indonesian. 1980's Pijote or Pixote. I could be wrong again. It's in Portuguese. 1934's Dos Monjes in Spanish. 1970's Soleil O in French. And 1972's Downpour in Persian. I really like the idea of seeing what Martin Scorsese wants me to watch. I know he's kind of come under fire in recent months for his thoughts on what cinema is. And while we differ on what cinema actually means, I understand what he's trying to say, and I respect his opinion. You don't get to be a person like Martin Scorsese without having some pretty wild opinions. And as much as I don't agree with him on certain aspects of it, I respect him as a filmmaker, and he's on my Mount Rushmore of filmmakers, without a doubt. So I love the idea that he has this World Cinema Project where they find these films, they clean them up, and they present them. And these are 6 movies I've never heard of. I've never even heard of them. At least with the previous films and many of the Criterion films, I've at least heard of the films or the filmmakers. This is one of all new stuff for me, and I like the idea of diving into something unique and different. I will get numbers 1 and 2. In fact, they are on the way to the house right now. So look forward to that probably for July when they get delivered. So those are the buy 2 get 1 frees that I got online there as well. Let's go through here. Wonder Woman 1984. Now I know this is kind of a polarizing movie for some people. I liked it. I didn't think it was as good as the original Wonder Woman. I don't think it's as strong as some of the other films on the list. I don't think the story has a lot of like plot contrivances and coincidences that really don't work well for it, but for me, what makes this film work so well is the characters. I really like Gal Gadot's performance as Diana Prince and as Wonder Woman. When I heard that Steve Trevor was returning in this film, I was really not feeling that. I like the idea. I thought maybe like it would be kind of a cameo appearance in a flashback or something like that. And I was like, why would you even tell us he's returning? Like that would be a good surprise for the movie. But when I heard that was what they were going to do is he was somehow just back, I was like, oh, this is not going to work very well. I'm not very excited about it. I was wrong. I think the way they utilize Steve Trevor in this film and how they use him to further strengthen Diana's story is really, it's weird, but it kind of works. And I did dig the 80s aesthetic. I'm a huge 80s boy, so like I did dig that. There's some things I have issues with in the movie, but overall I did like it. It's kind of in that middle ground of the DCU where I don't think it's the best of their work and I don't think it's the worst of their work, but I did enjoy the film. It was one of those times where DC went fun instead of dark, and I really appreciate that they did that. Surprise of the year for me, I don't know if it's a surprise or not, but I did pick up Godzilla vs. Kong. This right now is one of my favorite movies of the year because it is exactly the kind of movie it's supposed to be. Godzilla and Kong are fighting each other, and there's some surprises and twists and turns. I think the human characters are some of the best that we've had. They're never great. In America, we seem to have a lot of trouble with human characters in giant robot or giant monster movies, where we feel the need to give them too much. If you watch most of the original Godzilla films from Toho, they're human characters, but they kind of play a role in describing the action or kind of facilitating the action. And they also are given kind of simplistic stories in a lot of ways. There's actually a lot of simpler stories in the early Godzilla films that make them really good because you aren't focused so much on them, but they're merely there to kind of help add a little bit of flavor to what's going on, the carnage that's happening above ground. I think this is some of the better human characters that we've had used in an interesting way to kind of give us some emotional depth to the characters. You guys probably know from me, my favorite movie in the MonsterVerse of these 4 films is Kong Skull Island. So I really like Kong. I'm a big defender of Kong, and I was really happy with the Kong that we got in Godzilla vs. Kong. I wanted to see this one in the theaters so bad, but I wasn't vaccinated yet, and so I did watch it on HBO Max before it got taken off, because I just didn't want to have it disappear on me, and I was so blown away by how much I enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong, and I can't wait to watch it again now that I have it. All right, up next, we have Batman Soul of the Dragon. Now this one it's an Elseworlds set in the 1970s. If you guys don't know what Elseworlds is, it's kind of DC's like, we're just going to tell a story. Like Joker would be an Elseworlds movie when you view it in the context of the DCU. It's not connected to the DCU. It's its own kind of thing. It stands aside. It's not part of a canon really. It's its own special movie. And that's kind of what this is. So it's set in the 70s. Bruce Wayne, learns martial arts and fights in the 70s. And I think it's kind of weird and wild stuff. I like that the DC animated movies swing for the fences. I like these kind of unique stories that they tell where they pull their characters into an odd situation, an odd placement, and kind of let the story play itself through. 70s Batman as a martial artist sounds really cool to me. So I was very excited for that one too. And I think DC's animated films for this year, their lineup looks fantastic, and I can't wait to see what else they're going to do. Remember how I told you that Godzilla vs. Kong was one of my favorite movies of the year? Well, currently my favorite movie of the year and it could shuffle. So if I'm off on this and I pick something else, don't blame me. But currently, like in my head, what my favorite movie of the year is Judas and the Black Messiah. Perhaps its only flaw is that it runs maybe a little bit too long, but this is one of the most well-shot movies of the year, one of the most well-shot movies in recent memory. This is a gorgeously depicted movie with two stunning performances from Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. Lakeith Stanfield should have been under Best Actor, and Daniel Kaluuya should have been Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. I stand by that. This movie is fantastic. This is another HBO Max release from earlier this year. I was interested in the movie, but the fact that it was being dumped out in January, I didn't really think about the fact that they were still vying for Oscars with the shifting Oscar time. So my mindset was like, this movie might be terrible. Because I also saw The Little Things earlier in January, and I don't think that movie was terrible, but I thought it was just fine. Whereas this movie, I was expecting it to be fine then because it came out in like early February. I'm like, oh, that's not a good release time. But this year's not been anything but normal. So we have an abnormally great movie. Nominated for Best Picture and a couple other awards. I think it's wonderful. I think it's fantastic. And I again, can't wait to watch this one again. So a couple of these other ones were part of that buy two, get one free at Target as well. I wasn't going to buy any more than I did. Forgive me. But I needed to pick a third movie. I was buying the two already because they were already pretty cheap. And I needed to pick a third movie that was in that price range. So even though I already have this one on Blu-ray, I had to do one of my first 4K upgrades for when I eventually do 4K, and that will be Total Recall. It was just a good price, 30th anniversary 4K edition. I love Total Recall. I love Philip K. Dick adaptations and his work. I just think he's one of the best science fiction storytellers, and the adaptations for his work, it's interesting because they're always like drastically different than his actual films end up being. So I was really excited to watch Total Recall when a friend of mine borrowed it to me years ago, and I fell in love with the movie. I've owned it on DVD. I had it on Blu-ray. Now I've upgraded it to 4K, and I think this movie, I'm excited to watch it when I get a 4K player because I think it's going to look gorgeous. But yeah, Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's probably one of his best movies because he gets to play a character, really. He does get to play an interesting character, and you buy it for all the cheesiness. You do. The last film I bought this last month in June was another DC movie, Justice Society World War II. Again, I don't know if this is part of a continuity. I know that the continuity for the animated universe kind of came to an end with Apocalypse War last year. So I don't know if this is 100% related to any of the other films. I heard from someone it's related to Superman Man of Tomorrow. Like this is the same Superman in the universe, but it's set in World War II. So I don't know much about this movie, to be honest. I'm kind of just saying things, but I don't know if it's really connected at all to anything else, or if it's just another Elseworlds story like Soul of the Dragon was. But again, I like the idea of taking the Justice League characters, putting them in World War II, and letting them play out. I think that's interesting. I think it's cool. And I don't want... The weird thing is I like the idea of the Elseworlds staying animated. Joker was cool, but I felt like it takes away from the Jared Leto Joker, which I've said I think was a solid Joker who deserved more chances before he got kicked to the curb. But by making that Joker movie, it kind of feels like you're shutting the door on the Jared Leto Joker, and we're never going to see an interpretation of that again. Thankfully, he appeared in this year's Zack Snyder's Justice League. But you know what I mean, where it's like, we're kind of just saying, okay, we're done with that then. And I don't know if casual movie audiences connect with the Elseworlds idea yet. There have been a couple instances like Into the Spider-Verse, while we have a current Spider-Man live action. But other than that, I don't know how audiences will perceive that information. So I'm curious to find out. But I am really big fan of the Justice League, or the DC Universe movies that they've done so far. I really like Superman Man of Tomorrow. I gave it a pretty high ranking in my top 10 last year. And I think WB, for all my issues with them as far as a customer service standpoint goes, they make great content. And it's kind of the problem is that I want to stop buying their stuff because I don't want to support a company that's been not great about customer service, but they make great content. So I'm trying my best to curb that addiction, but we do what we can. That's what I bought this month, guys, and I hate to say it, but July might be worse. And then hopefully if I don't have more than 5 films that I purchased in a month, I'll probably pool a couple months together. just because I don't know if you guys want to sit around for like 2 minutes while we talk. So I'm going to go put these things on my shelf right now, or on my to watch pile, and start getting to them. And hopefully I'll watch at least a half of them by the time next month's end rolls around. Thank you guys for joining me. And like I said before, it really helps me out if you like this video. If you subscribe, click the bell so you can get the notifications. Comment if you've seen any of these movies, if you have any recommendations based on what I purchased this month, something you'd want me to check out, or other kinds of content. Do you guys like the unboxing video that you saw I did? Are you a fan of these first reactions that I'm kind of doing when I jump in the car after seeing a movie? Should I bring back the Goat Film Review Show? I'm planning on getting that up and going again soon. It's kind of a big process to do every month, so it does take some time. Every week, I guess, when I do new episodes for that. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to see about that. And if you can't, share the video or check out the reviews on goatfilmreviews.com. It really helps me out. Just drop those likes, drop that information, support the channel however you can. I really do appreciate it. Once again, guys, my name is Kyle Goethe, and we'll see you guys next time.